Hi, everybody. I just want to walk through this example really quickly so that you have one more example of this type of problem before you take your test today, just as a review. And this is the type of tricky proportion where there's a missing part that you have to change. So there are three labels instead of only two where we can set up our proportion. So if you remember, it was set up like I have it on the screen, and I'm going to walk you through this. So I'm going to go to my board and you can watch that part, and hopefully you can still hear me. So if you see on the in the problem, it's talking about the original ratio. So that's this right here. Oops. That's this right here where we write that, and it says that we're talking about girls, we're talking about students, and we're talking about boys. So those are the things we're working with. So in our original ratio, we need to write 5 to 9. And the 5 represents the girls, and the 9 represents the students. And then the actual information we know, so going all the way over to the right, the actual information we know is that there are 16 boys in the lunchroom. And we put that on top because the other thing we are trying to find out is how many total students. And since we have students over here on the bottom, we're going to keep the students on the bottom on this side too. So the total students is still unknown. That's what we're trying to find out. So seeing this information, we know that we cannot go from a girl to a boy and then also have students within the ratio. So we have to change it to make it work. So we have to write a new ratio. And if you recall, I kind of put this part in parentheses because we're going to use that. So we're still talking about this specific ratio, but now we're going to change it to be a new ratio that works. So we're still talking about 9 students, but instead of talking about the girls, comparing the girls to the students in the ratio, we want to talk about the boys compared to the students. So if we're talking about boys to students, if we know that there were 5 girls out of the 9 that were, or 5 out of the 9 that were girls, the other part, or 4, have to be boys. So now we have a ratio that works with the rest of the proportion. This is the proportion we're solving. And now, as you can see, we can solve this proportion by knowing that 4 goes into 16 4 times. So we multiply the bottom also by 4, and that would be our answer. So 9 times 4 is 36. So the answer, how many total students, would be 36 in the lunchroom. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Again, if you aren't sure, when in doubt on your test, just show the proportions, show the work, and you'll get some of the points. All right, good luck, have fun.